So hello and welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop Streamed, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. Today we're playing through Regicide. So welcome, thank you for joining us everybody. And Regicide, you are trying to kill the kings, all the kings. There are 4 of them because it is a normal deck of cards. You are also going to have to defeat 4 queens before you get to the 4 kings. And then but first you have to defeat the 4 jacks. So this is played with a standard 52 card playing deck, and you go through from the top. The jacks will be on the top, and you go through until you beat everybody to the bottom. For your hand of cards, and actually we should not look at each other's hands here, but you know what? I'll do practice hand, so we'll show our hands real briefly for that. We shuffle all these cards up, and we'll just use my hand as an example. But in a 2-player game, we're each going to draw 7 cards. But I'll just draw my 7 for now, and we'll kind of play everything off of my hand. All right, so the way it works is jacks have 10 attack and 20 health. Our goal is to get them down to 0 health, defeat them, and then move on and beat the queens who have 15 attack and 30 health, and then beat the kings who have 20 attack and 40 health. All right, so to do damage to them, you play cards from your hand. If I play a 9 from my hand, that means I am doing 9 damage. So I've done 9 out of their 20 damage. Also, based on the suit, I'm going to do something special. And so I will explain that. But after I attack them, they're going to attack back. So I've done 9 damage to him. He is going to attack me back for 10 damage because all jacks do 10 damage. So I have to discard at least 10 value of cards from my hand. So I could discard the 7 and the 5. That'll be 12 points. Now I've done that. You lose the game if somebody cannot discard when they get attacked. So if I could not have discarded 10 points worth, then I could not have, then we would both lose the game.
Is
no,
it
I'm going to do
simultaneous?
something. So I'm going to play a card. He's going to attack me back. Then you're going to play a card. He's going to attack you back. So the exact order of things are you play a card or yield. So you don't have to play a card. If you don't play a card, though, they still attack you back. But let's say I had exactly 10 points in my hand. I don't have to attack. I could just yield and not play a card. And then that way I wouldn't lose us the game at least. So you play a card or yield. Then you do the active power of the suit. So I'm going to explain to you what all the suits do in a minute. Then you deal damage to the enemy. So we deal damage before they deal damage. So if you kill them, they don't attack back, and then they do damage. So that's the order of things. All right. So let's explain what every suit does, because that's the fun part of the game. That's what makes it interesting. All right. Spades block damage. So if I had played the 8 of spades, I would do 8 damage to him, but I would also block 8 damage. So now that 8 attack, or that 10 attack only becomes 2. So I only have to discard 2 points worth of cards. Now, unfortunately, my lowest card's 5, so I would discard that, and he would have 8 damage on him. So then you would take your turn. Let's say you play the 9 of hearts, right? So now we're up to 17 damage. That 8 still blocks. What do hearts do? They take your discard pile, they flip it over, shuffle it, and then you put it on the bottom of the deck. So you get cards back in your deck with hearts. Clubs, they do double damage. So if this was a 7 of clubs, that would be 14 damage. And diamonds take cards. That's how you get cards into your hand. They take cards from the top of the deck and draw them back to your hand. So if I played the 8 of diamonds, I would draw 8. Well, us together would draw 8 cards. So I would draw 1, then you would draw 1. Then I would draw 1, you would draw 1 until we get to 8. Now, you do have a maximum hand size of 7 in a 2-player game. So let's say you got to 7 and I still needed like 4 more cards. I would keep drawing until we draw all 8 cards. You just wouldn't draw anymore.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple of other rules that we haven't gone over yet. You can play pairs. So you can play pairs if they are 5 or below, which we don't have any. But they can't add up to a value of more than 10. So I could play 2 5s here.
Which is why it's 5 or below.
I could play 2 5 here. And I would do both things and at a value of 10. So I would do 20 damage. And I would take 10 cards from the discard pile and put them under the deck. Does that make sense? If I had
Yeah.
threes, I could actually play 3 threes. They would have a value of 9, and I would do all 3 of what the cards are supposed to do.
Could you do 4 threes, but then it only
Nope.
reduces down to 10?
Nope. So you can only play pairs if they are 10 value or less. Or you could not even just pairs. You could play 3 of a kind, and for twos, you could even play 4 of a kind, right? That would have a value of 8, and you do all 4 things. Does that make sense? The only other thing, there's 3 more quick things. Sorry, aces are your pets or your animal companions. You can play an ace with any other card, and it adds to the value and lets you do both suits again. So this would be a value of 11. So I do 22 damage because the clubs doubles it. And hearts, I would take 22 cards from here, shuffle them, put them on the bottom of the deck. So aces can be played with any other card. So there's a couple other rules which I haven't covered yet. Number 1, why does the suit matter for the enemy? They prevent those special abilities. So if I play a club against the jack of clubs, it still counts as 10, but I don't get to do its double damage ability because it is a club.
I see. So they just
block their they block their own special
their own
ability for whatever suit they are. And then there is one joker in the deck, and that's only in multiplayer games. The number of jokers that comes out is actually... Oh, by the way, this is like a 2-page rule book. Literally. Well, 3 pages. The 3rd page has solo rules. So, and it's print and play and can be played with a deck of cards, right? So, I mean, I would certainly support this publisher because the game's pretty fun. But you'll see in 2-player game, actually we play with 0 gestures. So never mind, I'm not going to explain the gesture rule. But bottom line is that would allow us to pass it, the starting player, to whoever we wanted and stop them from blocking. So if I played a joker here as my turn, they wouldn't attack me that turn. That would be the only card I could play. And now we could play clubs on him, no problem. But we don't play jokers in 2 players. I forgot. So, sorry, no jokers.
How much does it scale to?
Can play to 4. Plays 1 to 4. And then you just have different max hand sizes and number of jokers in the deck based on the player count. Let's see. When you defeat them, what happens to them? If you get their number exactly, so if you do exactly 20 damage to them, they get flipped and put on top of your deck. So you will be drawing them next. When you draw them, they do attack equal to their attack value. So jacks do 10, queens do 15, kings do 20 damage. So pretty good, right? Especially if you get a king of clubs at the end of the game. Real good to finish them off. And that's also how much they're worth in your hand. So if you have to discard life, they count for that much life when you're discarding them. If you do more damage than they have, let's say we did that 22 damage to him, he would go into our discard pile. So there's a chance that he'll get shuffled and put back on the bottom, but there's also a chance that that won't happen.
Wait, so if you do more damage,
they go to the discard pile. And then you need to use hearts, if you remember, to get them back in the deck.
Okay, so... gotcha.
All right. So I'm going to change teams. So we can't see each other's hands. Because you're also not supposed to, tell the other person exactly what you have. So the chat will be playing with me or watching me. And so go ahead and draw 6 cards. And do you want to play first or you want me to play first? Well, let's talk about it. I don't have a great playing first hand. If you...
What is the table talk here?
Rules.
Obviously, you can't tell you exactly what I have.
Let's see.
But is it kind of like? What was the one game where it's just like I have a high value or whatever versus a low value?
I mean, just don't say too much, right? That's me with these games. I just It doesn't really say, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to play too. I think it does say. I just can't find it right now. I think there's not supposed to be too much table talk. So, I mean, I think you could say, hey, don't kill him here, or I'd prefer if you did less damage. I think you can almost talk more about that than what you can play. Should I play? Well,
sure.
All right, there you go. All right, so 4 damage, blocking 4. Okay. So that's good. So you discarded 6. All right. So I'm going to play the 8, which is 16 damage. Oh, no, it's not. Crap. Well,
Wait,
it would have been 16 damage, but this is a stupid club. So I messed up. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to shuffle this back in the deck because I messed up. And I'll draw a new one.
Does this row
what was that?
stack?
Yes, it does stack. So I'm going to do this. So I block 10 damage now. He's at 10. We block 10. So literally they do no damage to either of us now. So now you play.
Okay, so you basically just play whatever.
So playing low isn't terrible at this point. But, you know.
Do you have... Oh, I see. Yeah. I think I can just do this, right?
You could. All right, so first things first, we do your special abilities.
Is that a perfect?
That is 10.
That is 10,
So we do
right?
special abilities, so that would put up to 10 cards back on the bottom of the deck. We only had 1, so we're not doing 10. So this jack goes on top of the deck. Now, because you defeated the enemy, you go first. So that... I might have killed you real quick here. Like we can't use diamonds, which is absolutely terrible because you can't draw cards. So how many cards do you have in your hand? I don't even see. 2? Yeah. 2. So you might be dead right here because you do have to go first.
Okay.
Yeah, 8. So you have to block 10 still, though. So you can just yield and discard your 2 cards.
Oh, yeah, so I'll just yield.
So, but we're about to lose because I can do 18, but that's it. All right. So that was a bad example because I forgot to tell you, if you defeat them, you go first. So killing him in that situation when we were taking 0 damage was a bad idea, right? We should have drawn our hands back up and all of that beforehand. So
I literally
but you could have played a low card and then counted on me to play cards to draw us cards back in our hand. Does that make sense? All right, but we'll just start over real quick because, as you see, it can be very quick, and it's a game with a learning curve, for sure.
I guess it helps know the rules.
Yeah, you know, why would I tell you all the rules ahead of time? That's no fun. I mean, the strategy is emergent, I think. I think it is something you learn as you play.
Yeah, like how Giant Strength stays out in play.
Hey, this is not Marvel Champions, Terrence. This is not Marvel Champions. Back off, buddy. All right. We'll move this over a little bit. All right. So I will draw my 7 cards. You have your 7 cards.
Wait, you said 6 in this game.
Well, that was another problem. It's 7. Sorry.
All right. So I can't reduce enemy
so
attack.
if you look, it's actually on just right. Again, it's only 2 pages of rules.
You said 7, but then told me to draw 6. So I was like, do we draw a card at some point?
No, I'm an
and
idiot.
Then we
Sorry.
All right. Okay, so let's see.
Do you want to play first?
Sure. So we're just gonna face eat this.
I mean,
entirely, right?
Unless you play clubs.
That just works.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry, not clubs. I was thinking spades, but yes, we cannot block him because he is spades.
Is there a strategy here of do I want to play double stuff, but then
not yet? Yeah, I mean,
heal,
honestly,
right?
at this point, there's nothing to heal. There's no point in drawing cards.
Wait, why don't you want to draw
cards?
cards?
Well, because you'd only draw 1. Because you do that first, right? So you're only going to draw the card you play. Now, if you play doubles and one of them is diamonds.
Wait, what do you mean? You only draw 1 card? Don't you draw
right, but you only draw back up to your hand
cards?
size, which is 7. So if you only play 1 card,
you're
only drawing 1 card,
okay.
right?
Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna play 5, and I take 10. So I think I'm just gonna discard the 10.
I mean,
is that a bad idea?
It's fine. So I'm gonna go for the quick kill here because spades is the worst. But you've discarded a lot of spades, so we're not gonna be able to block the next one very well. Is my only concern here. So I'm going to do that, which overkills, because that's 16 plus 5 is 21. So he is overkilled, but we got past the first one. And now we can't clubs. Of course we can't clubs.
Clubs is double damage.
But I'm going to do this. I'm going to play the 10 of diamonds. So, starting with me, we draw cards. So, 1, go ahead and draw one. 2 total. 3 total, but I am maxed out. So, you keep drawing.
I'm maxed, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay,
5, 6, 7,
so
yep.
now I have to discard. So, you see diamonds work in the face of not having blocking. Diamonds kind of also work, right?
Yeah. How much are you discarding?
So I have to discard.
So can I tell you stuff like I'm planning on making people draw
Well,
cards?
you could say, "Hey, I need to
that.
draw cards," stuff like that.
But could I say like I'm planning on playing cards that allow you to draw
Sure.
cards?
I
So potentially you would like discard multiple
potentially,
cards, right?
yes.
So you could draw a
Yes.
bigger hand or something. So is it a bad idea to have you draw cards?
No, I mean, I'm down to
So-
5 cards, right? Because I had to discard 2. So, I mean,
Yeah.
blocking is typically my preferred way to go if you can. But I know you discarded a lot of blocking. We're also starting to get a smaller deck and a bigger deck here. And we know there's good cards in here. So, hearts aren't terrible right now.
Okay.
So, but don't forget, if you do 10 more, he's also just dead.
10 more.
Although, yeah, there's lots of things to think about for such a simple game, right? Like,
All right. Club suit double, but I can't do
well,
that.
if you have a 5, you could, or 5 would be great of clubs. Oh yeah, you can't because you're right. He's clubs. Never mind.
All right.
You love playing in suit, man. Oh, I see why. So that's 6 total points. And so we heal 6. Well, guess what? There's exactly 6 here. So that was perfect. So we just shuffle them all, and they go on the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, that was the calculation
So
there.
you go ahead and take.
So I have to discard.
Yes,
Right.
10 points of damage. Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna discard this 6, and then I assume you're planning on killing him. Yes. So we have to kill 4 jacks. Is that
4
true?
jacks, then 4
So we've
queens, then 4 kings.
We've done both. This is the second blackjack, I guess.
So they're both
right?
going to be the red ones.
So spades.
So yeah, that's true. You know, I haven't thought that far ahead, but yes. I might be in trouble here.
Roll the dice here.
We'll see how this goes. I'm hoping for some good drawing here. So I'm going to play 2 4s. Or 2 2s, which gets us to exactly 4, which gets us exactly 20. But before we do that, I do these 2 things. So we block for 4, which is fine. Doesn't matter anymore. But drawing 4 cards is important. So I draw 1. Go ahead and draw 1. 2, 3. And then you draw 1. All right. So this could be bad. It's not bad yet. It's not. So this goes on top because we got exactly 20, right?
Yeah, that doesn't seem nearly as important if you're able to heal. But it is nice, I guess, to get the face on the.
How many cards do you have in your hand?
5.
So I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to kill him. So that does exactly 20. And we draw back up exactly to 10 cards. Or draw 10 cards, but we're not going to have that many. So 1, go ahead and draw 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you full?
Yeah, because I didn't point anything, right?
So there we go. So I'm now up to full as well. So that exactly killed him at 20. So he goes on top of the deck as well. So
Okay.
Interesting.
Diamonds.
So I could. I mean, I'm just gonna do this, right?
Just gonna.
Like,
Yeah.
he goes right on top. So now we know we've got 2 jacks on top of the deck. But now don't forget we're queens, so no clubs, so no doubling on this one. But we can still heal and we can still block. How many are in here? 8. So I'm gonna do this. So it
Is that
blocks
block
9 and it heals 9. So I'm going to flip this over. Just draw 1 out. Put the other 9 on the bottom. Because hearts don't seem important, but I've lost more times because I don't have anything to draw than I could tell you about. So I block 9, so I still need to do discard 6.
Yep.
Which is not...
So how does
discard
how does this reduce?
So it's still 9 the whole time because these two
turn?
are played together.
Okay, so you like basically split the sets.
Yeah, so this would be together. Yes, correct.
Okay.
So you will already have 9 blocking as well, and he has 9. The queen has 9 damage out of her 15, or I'm sorry, 30 health. So if you could block for 6, then we can slow play the rest of this.
Yeah, that's
okay.
impossible.
Well, do what you can.
Okay, so she has 21
Correct.
health left. And healing seems not super important. Can't double damage.
Correct.
But you have
three
not very
cards.
many cards. Okay.
So I would not be sad to draw cards. But also, if you can't, don't worry about it. I am fine.
How many? So 9 means I am taking 6.
Correct.
Yes. In the we have many queens left.
Yeah, this is the first queen. So you draw first. So you only draw 1, right? So
yeah. I want.
Well, hold on. Why are you drawing another one?
Possible.
I thought you already drew the one. Oh, you can just hit 1 on it. So your hand's full now? So I get 4 more.
And so it gives you 3 cards.
Yeah, because I would get all rest of the 8. So I'd get 7 more potentially.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then I discard a card.
Yep.
Yes?
All right. Well, that changes the equation for me. So where are we at now for damage? 9 plus 17 total?
17.
I'm going to do 6, but all of it's blocked now. So they are at 23. So 7 kills exactly. But if you don't want to be first player, of course, that goes in the equation as well. You can slow play it because we're not taking damage from this one.
How much does it matter to top decker?
I mean, I think it's always important, right? If we could get a 30 damage card on top of the deck and then we draw it next time we play any diamond, seems good, right?
Do you have mostly?
I mean, I'm
like, are you pretty flexible?
I'm mildly flexible.
It's how much
7.
I have to do? I have to do.
7.
I want to do 7.
And I'm not sure with the animal companion if you have to play another card. I'm not saying that I want you to play an animal. Step 1 animal companions can be played on their own, but must also be paired, or may also be paired with 1 or more cards. So you could just play a ace by itself. But all right. So that's good. 2. So flip it, shuffle it. So those 2 go on the bottom. Leaving. That's fine. All right. So 5 more damage. And I don't mind going first. So I'm just going to do this, which will draw us cards also. So I only need to draw 2. How many do you need?
I have 5
so
cards.
Go ahead and draw 1
as well.
And I draw 1. And you draw the last one. All right. So that was exactly killed. So back on top. So no blocking. That is not what I wanted to see.
Classic.
So this is a burn down quick hand.
15.
Do I do this? I think I might do this with this. All right. Terence, 22 damage to her. I draw 2. You don't draw any because you don't have any to draw, right? So, yeah, if you could do...
And then you have to discard how much?
Oh, yeah, I got to discard 15. Which isn't wonderful. So definitely going to do that at 10.
Well, isn't the queen worth...
That's not a queen, that's a jack. Or that's a 10.
Yeah.
So I got to get rid of... I'll get rid of this one.
You did...
I did 22. So if you could do 8
so
or
do
more,
8.
be great. Of course, blocking 15 is great, as we know. Sweet. All right. Oh, that doubles it, though. So you overkill. So you can do the 4 by itself. 4 clubs by itself. Is enough to kill her.
Yeah.
Sweet. So she's on top. Gather up. And you got the next one. Queen of Diamonds.
Of course it's diamonds.
Sorry, brother.
So if I play doubles and then also play
You
a
can't.
pet...
Pet's 1 extra card.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
1 extra.
So that's 20 damage. And heal 10.
Yeah.
See, which is... I mean, I feel like it's good that we're keeping on top of this. Because I'm telling you...
It's like this just reminds of the collector. It's just like, bro, you gotta
do hearts even though you never want to. It never feels good because you have to discard. Oh, why are you drawing cards?
Oh, isn't
Hearts puts it on
Hearts
the bottom.
is...
You did 20 damage. You have to discard 15 points. Hopefully you can.
15 points. How much?
So that's 10.
Huh.
That's not great to have to get rid of a diamond. If you can not get rid of diamonds, that would be better. I'm going to say that.
No, I just gotta do
Okay.
it.
Because the other thing is if you have no diamonds in your hand, you have no way to draw back up ever. And it's automatic out, right? So something to think about. Like, so you didn't have to play this. Do you want to recant your play now, knowing all that's about to happen? We can take the bottom 10 cards off the deck. That's not.
It's fine.
All right, you good?
Yeah, I mean, just got to deal with the cards you're dealt, right?
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do this to exactly kill her. Because we had 20, and that's 10 more. And all these are going to get shuffled on the bottom of the deck. So I got issues here. I'm just going to leave it at that. We got 1 queen left. So we can't shuffle any more back.
It's fine.
Right, so I got 9 blocking. So I can discard 6. And I have 1 card in my hand.
So if
you don't play diamonds, we're in trouble.
Play my entire hand. If I play my entire hand that has a diamond, do I get to draw into stuff before I discard?
The order is you play your cards, then you activate the superpower. Yes. Sweet.
So should I play this?
I mean, you
just
have to
draw more
right?
cards, right? All right.
1,
1 for
2,
me.
3, 4, 5. All right, so you now have to discard 6 points worth. Hopefully you drew into diamonds. All right, so 5 plus 9 is 14.
Yeah. At this point, I'm okay overkilling.
So that's 24, but we don't take damage. Oh, no. We're literally 1 point away from killing her. but we don't take any damage.
Okay.
Praying to God.
I have a question here. So you can just yield, right?
Yes.
No, you could yield. I'm saying, like, if I play a thing, you
don't
could
forget,
yield.
if you play something, you're going to go first. Because if you kill her, you will be the first player to play next turn.
Yeah. So my question is, I obviously have the queen from the last time.
Yeah, you need to play that. We need to draw the 15 cards.
So
we just need to.
Yeah. So I just play that, right?
I will tell you, I don't have diamonds, right? You should. I mean, if you had been paying attention, you knew I had this queen. I could have killed her right away, but I couldn't because I couldn't have survived another. Like, I needed diamonds to be played, right? Like, I've been teetering on the edge for a while. All right, but now we're going to both draw back up. So just draw till you have 7, 1, 1. Go ahead and draw 1, 1, 1. Because we can draw up to 15 cards. We clearly can keep drawing till we have 7. All right, I'm at 7. All right. Sweet.
How many times have you won?
My daughter and I won the first time we played. She kind of quit. She pieced out.
She's like, I'm quitting.
Exactly.
I'm ahead.
That's not great. So no double damage on this king, but having this king in your hand is freaking great because he just kills another king straight up, right? So.
I see. How much does a jack do?
Jack does 10, queen does 15, king does 20.
So is there no benefit to playing the jack over a 10?
Yep.
Of the same suit? But you can't pair them.
Correct, but blocking would be good here, obviously, because otherwise we're taking 20 damage. Yep, perfect. So now you just have to take 10. Although, okay, you can discard 10. I don't know. There's 12 cards here. I was gonna say we might not need hearts the rest of the game, but we might. So I don't know. Blocking is always good. Drawing cards I think diamonds is the best suit, right? Like, but.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I would have to discard 2 diamonds.
No, I think you're
instead,
good.
And I'm just like,
all right. So we're at 18. So I only have to discard 2 points worth. So back to you. And again, we're blocking 18. 40 life.
So how much do I 22. Need to do? A lot more. 22. More.
Yeah. But we're almost to the point where we don't have to block anymore. Also.
Okay. So. You have a lot. I
still
of
have
cards
5.
Still. How much do I have to discard here?
2 points.
If I don't put any more spades out. 2 points.
I mean, drawing cards is never bad, right? I wouldn't waste your last diamond, but yeah. So you can do them in whatever order you want. So, and I don't know that it matters, but
because it goes on the bottom, right? So I'll take 1.
Sorry. Getting our 6 cards. All right, so I'll take 1, and then you take 1. That's the last one. Oh no, it's 6 points. Never mind, I lied.
Yeah, 6 points.
So I take 1. I'm full, so you get the rest. All right. So back to who? Back to me. So what's he at? So we got 10.
18 plus 6, 24.
All right. I'm just going to play this so we don't have to block anymore.
Okay. Oh, wait, I have to discard.
Oh, right? Yeah, you had to lose 2 points worth. Yes. The art is great in this game, by the way. I love how they're like get bigger and bigger as they.
Yeah, I mean, I also just have a other deck of playing cards, so it's just like. It's also sold out in my.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I think they got it back in like April or something.
This is an older game.
I feel like I asked about this game and Discord, and like no one had anything to say.
You know what happened is whatchamacallit Shut Up and Sit Down talked about it, so now everybody wants to play it. I have pros and cons about it. I think we're going to review it in a couple weeks, so I won't spend too much time talking about them. But I am enjoying every game I've played, and I'm assuming I'm probably talking too much, but whatever. Like, like we can tone that back to make it harder, right? You know what I mean? So I am done, by the way, because I did block. So where are we at now? So 6 and 4 is 10, 20, 33. So I need 7 to get it exactly.
Yeah, but we got to do the 4 from the heart that I just played.
Oh,
Heal.
Yep. By the way, my first however many games I lost because I didn't have cards to play diamonds to get. So we are doing way more hearts than I had done. I think that might be one of the keys to the game for sure.
Oh, it's because we played so much collector.
Yes. All right. Well, believe it or
I've
not,
learned.
just to get the exact 7, because I feel like this king is like a huge boost, right? I'm gonna play these two together just to get the exact 7. But we are gonna put these under the bottom of the deck.
So you can play paired kings actually if you're really lucky, right?
No. Remember, pairs you can only play up to 10
Oh
points.
no, it can only be tens.
So, yeah, you can't play anything above a 5 as a pair, in fact, is what that means. Oh, huh.
Cool.
Can't block. Cool. But I can do 30. But then I'd have to discard 20 points of cards, so hold on. Maybe not.
I mean, it's go big or go home with this guy, right?
Well, but I can get us this king also. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do 9. How many cards do you have? You only have 5?
Yeah.
So let's draw 1. Go ahead and draw 3, 4, 5. You still drawing?
No,
6.
I'm max.
Okay.
It's 7.
All right. So now I have to lose 20 points worth of stuff, which is not wonderful. Man, is this not wonderful. So I'm going to do 15. 21. All right. It is to you, sir. I mean, worst case scenario, I got the king, right? So I can kill it. We know that. But
just go for big value double.
You don't free. Oh, you can double. Yeah. Doubling works. I mean, it's more likely we'll kill him. Just make sure you got the 20 in your hand to discard afterward.
Yeah.
All right. So 1827. So I need 13 more.
Feels bad.
Okay, you're good. You're at 3 though. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna overkill him. I mean, it just is, right? Like, I don't want to. Oops, what am I doing? Sorry, that's cheating. I showed you one of my cards. I'm gonna overkill him. So that's 22 extra. Plus whatever, 27. That's way overkill. But I had no other way to get to killing him, and we can't just keep taking hits from him. But we do get to draw 11 cards also. So I'm going to draw 4, then you're going to draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So that's all of them. He's dead, but overkilled, so he does go to discard, unfortunately. But he's like the worst. Oh, him and the diamonds is pretty bad too, right? So we only have 2 left. And not a diamond.
Okay. Can't heal though. It's okay, I guess, at this point.
I mean, yeah,
All
that's the
right.
question. I go first. I'm going to do this. So block 7, so I got to take 13 damage. So here's 13 damage. All right, go for it. Oh, nice. 22 blocked. Holy cow. That seems good. So 22 plus 7 is what? 29.
29.
So there's 12 damage dead. Right?
Don't wait. 29.
That's 12
Yeah, okay.
damage dead.
Yeah.
So it's overkill. But guess what? Remember what I have in my hand? 40 damage?
Draw, though, right?
Doesn't matter. I just did 40. Because I saved the king.
Nice.
Yeah, so we won. So that is Regicide.
All right. Time to quit while I'm ahead.
So we're 1-1, and the first game you had drawn too few cards, and I didn't explain to you that if you killed it, you would have gone first. So that's Regicide, everybody. So what are your first impressions? Just quick impressions of it.
I mean, it's pretty good. I generally don't like a lot of the, I feel like, playing card games because I feel like there's not enough kind of game for me that I enjoy. So this feels nice, like pretty well
and
designed.
that's part of the reason I want to buy it. As soon as it's back in stock, I'm buying it. Now, I'm gonna keep playing it with the normal deck of cards, right, at home. But I like the artwork.
Is it bad to just play with normal
No,
cards?
but I like the artwork, and I want to support
the
publisher and designer of this game, right? Because I think it's good enough to do that. We're actually going to do an episode on it in a couple weeks. So Board Game Geek does have the rules, but it doesn't have the solo rules, which are.
So what's different in solo?
There's only a couple things different. You draw to 8 cards, but you have this at start of step 1 or at the end or at the start of step 4 before you take damage. You have these 2 jokers face up. You could flip one face down to discard your hand and draw back up to 8 cards. And you can either do that at the very end of your turn or at the right before you take damage. So you could do that twice because there are 2 jokers. And then gold victories if you use 0 jokers, silver if you use 1, bronze if you had to use both of your jokers. I beat this the one time I played solo. I beat it with using 1 jester. And it was cool because I used 1 jester. Like, I literally discarded down to 0 cards after taking damage, and then was able to use the jester right before I played step 1 to draw a full hand of cards. So it was a very good usage of the jester. But yeah, no, I liked it solo. I don't think Mike liked it solo, but they may have changed the rules since he played it. So I'm kind of curious to see where he's at. But that's Regicide.
So you can just look up the rules on TTS.
Yes. Yeah, you can look them up on TTS. On Board Game Geek, you can print them. Again, it's a 2-page rulebook, right? So you can definitely print it there. But I don't know. For what it is, I think it's great. So the benefit of also buying the retail release is you get these cards, which make, I think, the game easier to explain. Certainly you can explain them without them, but I think it is a huge benefit to have them when you're trying to show somebody the game.
Yeah. Are these normal card size or are they double? They look twice as wide.
Right? Like, I don't have the game. This is one of the few games I don't have that I'm showing off, but that's because it's, first of all, available in print and play. Anybody can play it with a 52 deck of cards, and I think it's worth showing off, and I am planning on buying it. So I have no problem playing it on TTS because I know I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. So I realize why my game store has it is because it is a gaming goat, and they are the publisher.
Wait, what does that mean?
The U.S. publisher is the Gaming Goat, which is a game store that is a franchise. So my local game store, where I know the owner, because I buy stuff from him, is a Gaming Goat, and so it's like a franchise store. There's different
Oh,
ones
so that's
around
why
the
you
country.
have some. I bet my local
But
game store has it too because it's the biggest distributor of games on the East Coast.
I mean, he doesn't have any. It's why he had it in stock like
Oh,
months ago because it's like they sold out like way back. I
well, the artwork's
like
beautiful.
anything that small print run is like, yeah. I was just kind of like, no one said anything. I was just like, I don't really need to, like, if I don't like it, I don't need another deck of playing cards.
Well,
You know?
right,
So
yeah. If the game was no good, but the game is, I mean, it's decent. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's decent. I mean, I have one.
I mean, it's very good for
Yes,
$15.
and I have one major complaint with it, but I'm going to save that for the podcast because we are going to review this in a couple weeks, I think.
Oh, major complaint.
Well, that is
out.
one major complaint, absolutely. But and it's not a gameplay complaint, believe it or not. So, and it's not a components complaint. So, what could it be? I don't know. We'll find out in 2 weeks. But that's Regicide, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Terrence, thanks for playing with me. All right, everybody. Good night. Bye.
Have a good night.